John C. Maxwell is the world's most influential leadership expert, #1 New York Times bestselling author, speaker, and founder of Maxwell Leadership. With over 35 million books sold, his work has shaped leaders in every country and every industry. Tiffany Bova is a 2-time Wall Street Journal bestselling author, former global growth and innovation evangelist at Salesforce, and a top business thinker named by Thinkers 50. She's delivered over 1,000 keynotes worldwide, hosts a 5-star podcast, and is a leading voice on sales, growth, and customer experience. Meet Jesse Cole, the guy in the yellow tux, founder of the Savannah Bananas and the mastermind behind Banana Ball, the fastest, wildest game in sports. With over 3 million fans on the ticket waitlist and 20 million followers worldwide, Jesse's not just changing baseball, he's making it fun again. Anthony Trucks. From foster care to the NFL to American Ninja Warrior, Anthony Trucks defied all the odds. Now, as an identity shift coach and creator of the Dark Work Experience, he helps people unlock who they were born to be and make shifts happen. Craig Groeschel is a New York Times bestselling author and one of the most influential voices in leadership today. Craig speaks regularly at global leadership conferences, and he is known for his forward-thinking leadership and commitment to helping people grow in purpose, character, and impact. Valerie Burton is a best-selling author, executive coach, and founder of the Coaching and Positive Psychology Institute. Known for her practical strategies and uplifting message, she helps individuals and organizations thrive through resilience, purpose, and personal development. With appearances on The Today Show, CNN, and Oprah Magazine, Valerie is a trusted voice in personal growth and leadership. Mark Cole is the CEO of Maxwell Leadership and John Maxwell's right-hand leader for over 2 decades. With deep expertise in leadership development, Mark has trained and equipped leaders in over 150 countries. He leads with authenticity and clarity, helping individuals and organizations multiply their influence and create lasting impact.
What is your potential? How far can you go? I would have to tell you, I have no clue. When I grow in my awareness, and I develop my strengths, and I make the right choices, my potential is unlimited.
Welcome, colleagues. Welcome. What an awesome day. I mean, for me to get an opportunity to connect with you during the day. How often does that happen? It doesn't happen. So I'm so excited because I said to the team, we always do our events at night and people have lunch. Maybe we need to try and do what we call our lunch and learns. Gloria, Kibitsamang, Zunola, Ahmed. Yeah, thanks for joining. I was just checking those who had some comments, but I see a number of people, Buntle, Esther there, Gloria, Kainda, Kiabetsulea. Yeah, so if you have joined us, for me, it means that you have a huge interest in developing yourself, especially in the leadership space. I'm just going to take a few minutes just to introduce this live to lead concept, but also to say to you why, as the clinical care platform and me personally, we have invested time and effort to say, in addition to your clinical skills as a health professional, is it important to develop you, the person, which is personal development? But also, what is the impact of not having appropriate leadership skills or not working on developing those valuable skills? Can you be a pure clinician and just have an interest to care for your patients without learning how to communicate, without learning how to negotiate, how to lead, how to speak, how to influence? These are soft things, and it's not like you either have them or you don't have them. There's people who are at the core, they do have some of these traits, But for some people like myself, we have to work on these things and develop them because I was not born with them. So it's something that you must be aware of and you want to grow. So thank you so much for joining us just for a couple of minutes. So let me find my slides and then take you through. And if you check in the chat there, I did share a link to the upcoming leadership development event, which is scheduled on the 22nd of November, and I really don't want you to miss that. So I want to encourage you to join us on that particular journey. Yeah, I'm trying because I know we have people who are joining us online via the various social media platforms. So I hope you can also see the slides at least as I take colleagues through. So this is a collaborative event between Dr. Mawela Leadership and Personal Development, which is an academy that I'm still working on developing. It's taking a beautiful shape, and the clinical care platform coming together to bring to our members, but also to anyone who's not a member who's interested to developing themselves in leadership and personal development. I think it's very, very important. And you can see there on your left hand corner, we have a badge that confirms that as a collective clinical care platform and myself, we are the official hosts. We are regarded as hosts of this awesome event. And that means we have invested a resource to get a certain license to run a show for you because we love you so much. We care about you so much. We want you to do well in your workspace, in your home, wherever you find yourself, relationships with people you love, but teams that you are leading. And that is why we have went all the way to get this content. And we want to ensure that you enjoy it before the license expires. And we thought we will probably do it the way we usually do our master classes, but this is going to be very big and it's going to be awesome because we want you to be better and to be transformed. So, one of the questions actually before I go here, I had a question which I wanted to ask you. How confident are you in your leadership? Do you feel very confident that my leadership skills are high? Because if you look at how we have framed this event for healthcare, we are talking about elevating your leadership lead, and the whole thing about the lead is like your limit. It's something that limits you. It limits you. I hope you can see my hand. If we have a leadership lead 0, 2, 5, 7, up to 10, the question is, where is your lead? Is it a 10 for leadership? Is it a 7? Is it a 5? And if your leadership capacity or ability is a 5, the challenge is personally you would not be able to lead people who have a higher leadership lead than yourself. There'll always be a conflict. But it also means that everyone else that you are leading cannot cross a 5, right? They cannot perform beyond the capacity of the leader. And if there is an environment in your workplace which is challenging you, which is not suitable, you have to look at whether you have the capacity to transform that particular environment. And what we are saying with the lead is that the more you work on yourself, you improve your leadership lead, maybe from a 5 to a 7, you'll find that your team follows, because as a leader, you grow yourself to grow your team. And as you become better, your team performs better. So if you want different results in your working environment, at home, in your NGO, one of the things you have to commit to is to work on growing yourself to become a better leader on a day to day. So some of the things we feel and which we see in healthcare is that if the leader has a lead, you'll find that there's a lot of burnout. Burnout is not something that we should accept. under different kinds of leaders, you do have a lot of burnout under a different leader. Yes, the work is still a lot, the overload is there, but the leadership environment, the influence, the way the work is designed can actually be done such that it does not even get transferred to the teams. The resource lead, yes, we don't have enough resources, but you'll be shocked that people with the same resources, same players, they get different results. I mean, I'm a soccer fan and I'm always looking at my team, Mamelodi Sundowns. Time and again, I'm thinking, we had this leader who led the team this way, we got the results. You have a different leader who leads the team this way, you get different results. So, what is the difference there? It is the leader. Leadership determines the effectiveness of any team, the effectiveness of every institution. Because I used to question myself, why do soccer teams, whenever they get bad results, they fire the coach? What is the theory? What is the belief around that? And then you will see it. There's a coach who leads a team, the same players, the same resources. They fail to win. They change the coach, they bring a new coach, new leadership beliefs, styles, coaching, stretching the team. You get the results. So we do know that even when you think you don't have resources, the question is, with what you have, are we getting the best results? Clinical excellence. Same doctors, same nurses under the same surgeon versus a different surgeon, you get different clinical outcomes. It means your competency in your clinical skill, your competency as a manager. Managers prefer to keep things the same. Leadership is about transformation, it's about change that needs to happen to achieve a certain outcome or results. Systems, have you run out of your capacity to design systems that are reliable, that give us good results? One of the first ways to start your journey is to develop your ability to influence, your ability to manage change, your ability to manage team dynamics. And you can see there, it's a John Maxwell quote that says, your leadership ability is the lead on your organization's effectiveness. The organization doesn't mean MTN, Vodacom, it means where you work. If you're working in the admin section of a hospital, that admin block could perform better in terms of patient files and many other things if you start to grow yourself and transform yourself to be a great leader. If you are a person who's leading 15 people and you have a daily impact of 300 people, it means your lead can always be improved. Firstly, your lead can be improved to lead more people. There's one leader who could lead 100 people. There's one leader who can only lead one person. The difference is your leadership capacity. Now, the 15 people that you are leading, they cannot perform above your leadership capacity. Even if you are good, you know every guideline and every law in healthcare, you have to be a person who can influence people, who can add value, who can make people feel that they can trust you, that you can help them, and that you can elevate them. If you elevate your leadership lead, you have fewer and fewer problems there. So you can see that if you are cut at a certain leadership capacity, you still the issue is, you need to understand that it's not about you. Your everyday decisions and how you lead people affects many, many, many more people. And if you improve your leadership lead, you would improve the effectiveness of the 15 people. You will have a huge impact on the people that they reach out on a daily basis. But remember, if your leadership lead is creating negative results, it means you're going to have a negative impact on the 15 and the people that they touch in our environment. It's patients who experience the results of our inability to improve our leadership capacity. Very, very important. And you can see how many people are just affected if we do not do the right things or if we do the right things. So the question is, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who's leading based on limitations, or someone who's working on themselves to elevate their leadership lead? So we want to invite you to this global movement. it's a leaders platform which I happen to experience. And as I experienced it, I was like, but these are some of the things, even yesterday, what I was teaching last night. I said, these are things that when you experience, you feel like it can't be just you. It can't be just you. And the impact cannot be realized unless if I, Dr. Mawela, take what I'm experiencing and I want to share with more and more people. And that is why this Live to Lead event, because it's run over 300 locations globally, with an aim to reach over 40,000 people who see themselves as a leader. We're not talking about positional. We're not talking about deputy director, anything in a corner office. If you think you work in an area which requires you to have an influence on people so that you can achieve your results, don't miss the 22nd of November. I see there's a typo there, but it's next week, the 22nd of November. So we will just check that out. So here are some of the global people that we have acquired, valuable content, and I'll show you now on our website how that is going to play out. John Maxwell, if you Google him, you will see he is a very experienced #1 global leader. You saw in the intro video 100 books, and it's not just 100 books. He has managed to sell millions and millions. Most of his books are like your New York Times bestseller books. So how you can't do that if you are a fluke. There must be something you are good at. And the issue with him is that he has done it consistently over time. Not a one-time hit. So you come and learn, and he's going to be talking. I think that is going to be the first talk on the day. Winning teams. How do you lead winning teams? How do you establish winning teams? You and your team in your ward, your GP practice, your hospital, your clinic that you are starting to build. But remember, a family is also a team. Once you set goals for your family, it means now you must work together to achieve all those goals. And then the #7 there, I also like her, Valerie, because she's someone who trains on coaching. And for me, my coaching that I'm learning from her. So I'm so excited that I'm gonna bring this, what I'm going through now, which is transforming me to be what you see now as I speak to you. I want you to get the same experience, and just get better and better. So I really, really can't wait. There's Jesse Cole, #4 there, the experience creator. If you want to learn how can you provide exceptional experience in your practice, in your ward, in your hospital, I'm talking patient or customer experience, as we call it, don't miss the guy in the yellow tuxedo. So I think our time is about to run out. So let me just wrap up. So this is what you will get there. There will be an assessment that you can take to assess where is your leadership capacity. It's included in the program. When we finish, by the end of the day, you will have an improvement plan with very practical things you can do from Monday. This event is CPD accredited because leadership is important. And I know for the nurses, the council now is trying to measure your leader. How much time do you spend developing yourself as a leader? I need to go to the council and ask them who came up with that, because it means they're appreciating that in addition to the technical skills you have to work on your soft skills and your personal skills and your people skills if you're going to win. There's Dr. Sarah, my friend, who was running an institution, an NGO, every year losing 32% of her staff, lots of conflicts in that institution, also budget constraints, as you know. It's not easy for NGOs currently here in South Africa. And rather than looking outward and say it's Donald Trump, he took the money and people are leaving, or she says, no, I am the lead. The things that I can improve about myself. And as I improve myself, this thing starts to be translated in the people around me and the organization, and she experienced exactly the type of process we are going to go through on the 22nd, reducing the turnover of staff to less than 8%, even winning an award, being recognized for her leadership abilities and some of the goals that she has achieved, So it's very important to know that when your lead gets lifted, your leadership capacity is improved, everything around you changes. Firstly, you change, you become better. Your family changes, your NGO changes, your workplace changes, your world changes. So it's not just the knowing of the guidelines by heart that is transformative. Guidelines are known in South Africa. We were at the diabetes summit yesterday. We know the guidelines, the treatment is there, but people are still not being served properly. The quality issues are so huge. They don't require management, because management will keep us where we are, but they require leaders who are transformative with a strong advocacy voice. So please forgive me. I don't know what happened with the February there. So this would be in 2 weeks' time. November the 22nd. We start early and it's 7 CPD points. And you can see it's a masterclass rate. We decided not to really, we just want you to get access so that you can be better and we are able to help you. So, you know, after my 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes talk, obviously you choose left or right. You know, do you want to stay limited or do you want to lift your lead? That is the question. So if you stay here where you are, you're going to experience the same problems, same frustrations, and you are unlikely to get different results at home, at your cell group, at church, wherever where you operate, right? If you decide today that I really want to lift my capacity to lead and be a transformative person in my areas of influence, then you have an opportunity to break barriers. I didn't tell you, I'll show you, but when I show on the website, some of the topics we are going to have mindset shift. You know, if you're experiencing challenges, how do you shift your mindset to break barriers? New capacity, because when you elevate your leadership capacity, for example, you appreciate the need to empower people around you, you are able to delegate, and that means you start to have margins for you to do a little bit more, you know, and then you transform wherever you are. So you choose, but I would encourage you to consider joining us this coming Saturday, the 22nd, not the 15th, but that other week. So you still have a little bit of time. What I want to do quickly before I take your questions is to see if I can get to the website. It can be Safari. Give me a few seconds. Let me see if I can choose the right window. Okay, let me just use desktop so that I can get to, yeah. So this is our clinical care platform website. I think it's best for you to register via the website. If you go to our homepage, you just type in there www.clinicalcareplatform.com. On top there, if you scroll down, you'll see the current summit, which I was sharing yesterday. You'll see the clinical laboratory masterclass. Then you have your lead to lead event. You can see some of the people whom we are going to be using for this session. You can listen to the introductory video there. And we have given you a little bit more about the event because we have never done something like this, right? So it's new for us as well. World-class content, practical tools, it's accredited, and there's also innovations and stuff. So look at the first talk, right? Do you lead teams? If you're like me, I mean, I lead teams everywhere. So you can see there, we're gonna open with winning teams. Then we're gonna look at how what you do when we don't see you shows up in reality. This is Anthony's story. You know, he talks about doing the hard work where no one sees you. But what we are going to see is the results. You know, do the unseen so that you win the seen. I mean, to build confidence, you know, building your confidence muscle, the 1% rule, and your superpowers is about how do you build your confidence one day at a time, and you know, and just hit your results. I'm excited about Jessica. He's a very fat person, but he's running a company where he has a waiting list of 3 million people wanting to imagine. It means there's something he's doing, and there's a framework that you're going to learn on how you can turn your customers into fans. It's about customer experience, patient satisfaction, people to be excited to go to your practice or your clinic. Resilience, she's going to challenge you. I can tell you that much. She has been through so much herself. So, how do you become resilient when systems are pushing you back, but you still keep on moving forward? It's so powerful. We spoke about breaking barriers, the mindset you need to do. If something seems impossible, how can you shift from that? Then McCall will come to talk about leading yourself. This is about character. Whenever you hear people talking about leading yourself, it's about building a strong personal character. And John Maxwell will close to say how leaders see and what others don't. So it's about your vision. How do you set up a vision? How do you communicate it? And stuff. So this is pure leadership. It's not HIV, TB stuff, but I can tell you these are very, very important things. So yeah, and then if you have made up your mind that you'll be joining us, you just click on the green button there to secure your spot. The payment page will show up, and I've seen a number of people joining us since last night, so we are so excited. I said to the team, this one, even if it's one person, you must ask them. I said, even if one person joins, I'm going to be there with that person, because I know that their life will never be the same again. I strongly believe that their lives will never be the same again. So yeah. So let me check on your questions, and then we take it from there, because it's lunchtime. We are all on duty. We don't want to be with Dr. Bawela forever. If you are unable to attend, can you pay the fee and get access to the recording? Yeah. So this is where Bontle is going to be a challenge, because our license may not allow us to share recordings. I think what we are likely to do is to check if we are able to put it on the platform until the license expires, because it's a premium event. It's not our I don't know how to explain it, and the license has a start and an end date. So we'll see how we can. I would encourage you to join us on Saturday. We are hoping to host another one in the new year. So maybe that's what we're gonna try and work on. I see some of you are saying you don't see the link. Let me share it there. Also, if you have gone through a difficult time and you are struggling to pass through it, like you feel like you are stuck, please, I want to encourage you to kopa lunch voucher. Oh my cake. Lunch and learn. You think there's a quarter and chips. Ricotta chips. Yeah. No, we will make a plan. The next time we will just attach the lunch and send it via email. Yeah. All right, colleagues. It's exactly 9 o'clock. I think most of you know about the platform. This is a lunch and learn. We don't want to take more than an hour. And for today, it was meant to be just for 30 minutes. On that note, let me say thank you so much for joining us, and may I wish you an awesome day ahead, and hopefully you join us for this simulcast on the 22nd. It's going to be transformative, and we are still working on getting some of the local leaders to join us, so we'll be announcing them in the next few days as well, who will be our panelists, so that we put what we learn to say in our context. How does it apply? But yeah, it's going to be awesome. On that note, may I wish you an awesome one till we meet tonight, especially the nurses. It's a nurse webinar series. We are discussing elimination of vertical transmission, and we have the national manager who's managing this program for the whole country, Ms. Kulani Koza, one of my mentees in the early days. So I'm excited to see people that you add value to, and now they're like your boss. She's like my boss. I'm like, wow, this is so awesome. It can only get better. Can do trainings on research. Yeah, so it's coming, Esther. We were supposed to start this month, but there's a series that's coming on basic research methodologies. I know you need it probably by December. I don't know if we can do anything by that, but I can tell you in the new year there's a full series, and we actually had a course that we worked on. Maybe Kibiza Mang, if you can hear me, or I see she just left. I wanted to ask her that maybe we should just put that course together for the nurses, because everyone is asking about the research points based on the nursing council requirements. But next year, there'll be a full series on that. Okay, thank you. Bye, guys.
Nobody ever thought their way to success. Nobody ever hoped their way to success. Nobody ever wrote goals on a planner to success. They acted. Action is what attracts. It's the action. It's the movement.
Why are we doing what we do? For me, it's doing something that can bring people together, to bring joy, bring fun. I think about that all the time. The game of banana ball is what I'm most proud of, because I've seen what's happened to fans, and I see kids now playing it all over. We want to deliver a unique, different show every single night.
You cannot have 3 first priorities. What is the first priority of the business? So I will ask the question, who are the keepers of your brand promise? Who are the keepers of what you promise as a company?
You are the most powerful being on this planet, and you were created for a purpose far greater than your eyes could ever see. A life full of happiness, fulfillment, joy, peace, and overwhelming gratitude. A life where you get to finally know who you are, why you're here, and what you're supposed to do with your life.
People need to hear your story. People need to see your vision. And when you learn to communicate, you pass it on to others, and you help so many people make a difference in the world. So let your dream come out and learn how to communicate it with excellence. Thank you very much. My name is John. I'm your friend. Thank you.